Guys, Bitcoin is at a really crucial decision point right now where we're going to get a move within the next 24 hours to see where we are heading and giving finally a conclusive direction over the next couple of days. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then let's go. Guys, as you can see here, I'm right now in my new office, new chair, new office, new everything, but I'm not done yet. When I'm done, I'm giving you an office tour, but that might still take like 6 weeks-ish because my interior designer needs to do some stuff here. I'm getting a complete new desk. That is only a temporary one, so it might take still a little bit, but trust me, it's nice, you know? So now I want to jump in directly into Bitcoin and telling you directly how I have structured today's stream. So the first half, we're going to talk about things that we need to talk about: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, dominance and everything. And the second half, we will go together and hunt for some altcoin trades that we can trade in the ZOOMEX competition right now. So I hope that you have your accounts funded on ZOOMEX. And the other thing is, I want to mention it directly at the beginning. When I ask you to send me coins that we potentially can trade, don't send me coins that you already invested in. Send me coins that you think right now, based on your technical skills, that you think they are worth to have a look at, that we go and trade them. So now let's get directly into today's content here. So here on the Bitcoin CME chart, Bitcoin is trying to break back into the CME gap that's currently sitting above us. If this is going to happen, then Bitcoin might get a push here in direction of $99,000, even to $100,000 on CME, and on spot potentially we are going back to $98,000-$99,000 potential, and then eventually even touch $100,000 if that's going to happen here. Guys, stop writing apt. I did not ask for coins yet. It's later, you know, not now, guys. So don't be so super excited here. So now, CME is going to close in, I think later, in like 7 hours, 8 hours, something like this. That's when CME is going to close for the weekend. So let's see where Bitcoin is at. I can tell you one thing: if we're not breaking above $98,600 here, then most likely over the weekend we're going to create another CME gap where price will drop to the downside somewhere, and then from whatever point we're going to hit on the weekend, on the lower side, we have another CME gap. So we have then, let's say we open at 95,600 on Monday. So now we have a CME gap between the current price up here and here. So what do you think is going to happen then next week? This is going to happen next week. So that's why most likely in the next 24 hours, we are going to get a decision where Bitcoin is going to be heading, either to the upside or to the downside. And I will show you now what I believe is going to happen, because there are multiple signs right now that are pointing to a really distinctive direction. So when we have a quick look on the DXY before we jump into Bitcoin, then you see that currently we are bouncing back to the upside, but also here by Monday I expect a gradual continuation move here into lower levels. It's normal that at some point that we get a small bounce. You know, we cannot go down in a straight line on the DXY, so that small bounce today is not really doing anything to us, you know, not doing anything at all. So just quick, guys, don't forget, I have a Black Friday sale going on. We have Black Friday, guys, on my course programs. So on any course program that I have, there's a 50% discount, but only with the link that is pinned here in the chat, guys. The link is pinned in the chat. only with that link you will get here to my link tree where you get the 50% discount. These are direct payment links, guys, direct payment links. After you made the payment, send me a screenshot to info@amcrypto.us and my team will sort you out and send you the login details to the course that you have bought. So that's how it works. I explained it again. Yesterday I was setting this up. I had nobody helping me with that. I had no time to make a proper site and everything, you know. So that's why it is that way that it is right now, you know. So, but trust me, you get the logins and everything. And don't fall for scammers, guys. You know, I will not message you privately and say, hey, do you want my course, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that. You go straight to the link tree, you click on the course that you want, any of these three, and you pay directly through the link and nowhere else, guys. So now, one reason why the market is pumping today, and that's something I wanted to show you, which potentially still did not change direction, you know. So here, Hong Kong came out and said they give tax breaks on crypto gains for hedge funds and private equity firms. So these are big firms that are sitting in Hong Kong, and that makes a huge difference for them. So what do you think they're going to do when they hear this kind of news? They press the buy button. You know, so they pressed heavily the buy button because they're like, hey, no tax, you know, let's go. Now we don't need to worry about tax anymore. We can now just go and open the floodgates and buy even more. So, and what you also need to understand that Hong Kong is a proxy for Chinese buyers. A lot of Chinese buyers have Hong Kongese companies and buying with these companies whatever they cannot buy in China. So there you see where the money is coming from. You know, Chinese people are in China prohibited to buy Bitcoin. So what they usually do is they go to places like Macau, which is like the Chinese Las Vegas, and do whatever they want to do over there, or they go to Hong Kong. And now with all these hedge funds and private equity firms that are having now a tax break, what do you think Chinese people are going to do? They just buy as much as they can. And potentially China will also soon come out and unban Bitcoin. You know, so that's one of the few countries in the world. I think there's like 2 countries right now only in the world that are, that is always in the press that are known of to vocally heavily against Bitcoin and have actually banned crypto. You know, so. Okay, there's still Nepal, but who cares about Nepal, you know? So, but China is massive, you know? So I'm pretty sure, like in every bull run, you know, China will come at some point and say, hey, we unban Bitcoin again, you know? So, and what some of you might also not know, China is as a country the biggest Bitcoin holder. There's no other country in the world that has as much Bitcoin as China. And it's really ironic that they turn around and say, hey, but our people, you know, the common folk, we don't want that they have Bitcoin, you know, so we ban Bitcoin for everybody, but not for the government, you know, so, and this will actually also change. They are forced to change it, you know, they are forced to change it because of all the other countries, you know, and China doesn't want to be left behind. The next thing why Bitcoin was pumping, I could not find the right article anymore, but this anyway sums it up, you know, so not only the US is building a Bitcoin reserve here right now, a lot of other countries jumping on that bandwagon right now and are coming out publicly and saying, hey, we also think about to create now a Bitcoin reserve. We are already in the process of creating legislation to get a Bitcoin reserve. And that also was helping for, for the current Bitcoin move to the upside. Now, when we go into the Bitcoin chart, on the 12-hourly chart, you see, even though we pumped here to the upside, did anything really change? We are still below this upward sloping trend line that is currently acting as resistance. And until we break this trend line, Bitcoin is not back in an uptrend, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing. You know, so here by next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, Tuesday, next week, Tuesday, Bitcoin could touch $100,000 and would be still not back in an uptrend. So, and this is what you need to keep in mind. You know, you need to keep in mind that Bitcoin needs to break above that trend line again to continue the uptrend to the upside. Everything else is just a fake out, in my opinion. You know, so, and is designed to trap you and potentially then get the move here to the downside. So what's going on in the chat here? Okay. So let's move on here, guys. Let's move on. So on the VPVR, also here around the $98,400 level is the biggest level of resistance currently. We did not even touch that yet. We are like we're still $1,300 away from this. And also on the stochastic RSI is still in a shape that I don't like, because this can easily turn around like this, and then you see Bitcoin doing this, So, and that's, of course, something that we are waiting for. A lot of people don't want that this is going to happen, because in the short term they're over leveraged, so they might get liquidated on this. But also here the RSI, the RSI also slightly turning around now in a rounding shape, So again, early warning signs that I see here that the bigger move to the downside is potentially still coming. It's still in the cards, guys. So here on the 1 hourly chart, on the other hand, when we look at the short-term outlook, things might change here, but I'm not convinced yet unless we have a proper candle close on the 1 hourly chart above that horizontal level here. That was prior support. Then here we broke this support into resistance, confirmed the resistance. Now we are still at resistance, guys. We are still at resistance. We have not reclaimed this resistance, and we are not officially reclaiming it unless we get a proper candle here and closing around $97,500, $600 a 1 hourly candle. Then the short-term trend, not the higher time frame trend, but the short-term trend might change, which can spill over into the higher time frame and change the higher time frames. But right now, this is not yet occurring on the chart. So we are still fighting with that resistance here. On the MDX algo gradient, here you see price action coiling up again, but also here we are only slightly above that upward sloping resistance line here. That is for me also not a confirmation yet, so we need a really convincing move here above the golden ratio, above $97,700 on the 4 hourly chart to say, okay, direction is potentially changing, that we go first to $100,000 and then from there get that bigger move to the downside. So again, I don't want to rule this out because on a 12 hourly chart, as I just mentioned earlier, so the upward sloping resistance line currently by Tuesday, if we touch it, we would be at $100,000, So, and also here on the MDX algo reactor indicator, we are warming up to get here another leg to the upside, So here we are turning now from pinkish into red again. And when we do that, look here, price maybe consolidates a little bit longer, but then we get a leg to the upside. So that's why we need to see what's going to happen over the next 24 hours to get clear direction. So we only get that, like I said, either we break $97,700 and close the 4 hourly candle above that, or you're going to see a rejection back to like $95,000. And if we get that rejection, then I believe we start the water drop fall to the downside. Now on ZOOMEX, I still have trades running here. My Phantom trade and also my Solana trade is almost, it's looking much, much better than it did the other day. Definitely, much better, guys. Here, if you were not around for the last 7 days, guys, you can still go to ZOOMEX and sign up right now to trade with us together in the competition. To be part of the competition is not possible anymore, but I'm going to tell you, but the only difference that it makes for you is that you don't get $55 for free for depositing $500 and that you're not part of the potential $10,000 cash pool that we're trading for. But I told everyone that these $555 that we're trading with, I'm going to help everyone to make $10,000 out of that in the competition period. So that's what we are doing. So even though if you cannot take part directly in the competition, you can still trade with us $555 on ZOOMEX into $10,000. So there is a link in the description for that. You can just sign up there, deposit the $500 or $555. And later in the stream, I will go and hunt with you some altcoins that we potentially can trade here on this live stream, guys, because I have already seen potentially some setups that we can trade here. So make use of that. So now on the Bitcoin liquidation levels, here we have again some over leveraged long positions at $94,700. The long liquidity has moved a little bit now to the upside, a little bit higher, as you can see here. So here's now the high leveraged liquidity sitting in that cluster. There is a lot of liquidity that is currently building up above us, above the $100,000 level, but I still struggle with the thought that we are first getting something like this and from there nuke then to the downside, because once we're above $100,000, I have a hard time believing that we would drop below this, you know, so in the short term. So, but what could happen here in terms of the liquidity is that we go a little bit higher to 98,400 or something like this, because here's again a resistance level on a 4-hourly chart, then get rejected. And again, guys, when we take out here this little bit of liquidity, it will accelerate to the downside. And you see this on a liquidation heat map. Here, look at the last 24 hours. You know, so here already at $94,000, there is a huge concentration of long liquidity sitting to be taken out. And if I go here over the last month, what has built up, you know, so here there is still the highest concentration. The closest one is here at $90,680. The closest one to the downside, you know, so and here to the upside, the closest one would be $100,000. So now you see Bitcoin trying to push here a little bit higher, but again, I'm really careful with that, you know. So, but that does not mean that we cannot find trades, guys, you know. So because I see a lot of coins moving, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing, and that's why we should potentially change our strategy here a little bit, and I'm going to show you that here in a moment. So on a weekly chart, we have almost completely retraced the downwards move that we had all the way down to to 90,000. What was it? $90,900 approximately, $91,000. The problem that I have with that weekly chart is that in the short term, this could have been that downwards move that we were waiting for, you know, before we go here to the upside and then get a steeper pullback. So that's something that is running through my mind right now, you know. So, and then we just missed here another $3,000-4,000 to get into the golden ratio. But again, I'm still not done with my conclusion, what's going to happen here with Bitcoin, you know. So there's still some warning signs that are telling me that it's still not over, you know. And we are still in danger to potentially go first lower before we go higher. And something else that I just want to mention, guys, on a Black Friday, historically, Bitcoin always has pulled back on a Black Friday. So there, you know, we have still here more than a little bit less than half of the day before the daily candle is closing, you know, so where we can technically just liquidate everybody, you know, so leverage flush, open interest out of the window, and then we get a massive candle here to the downside, you know. But if you wanted to take advantage of that, guys, then get $500 for free, a free airdrop position on Bybit. You only need to deposit $100 for that. You can trade any of these coins that I mentioned here. This is also running out in 19 days, guys. So do it now. Don't wait until it's the last day. You know, do it now. Go to Bybit, sign up if you're not on Bybit yet. Claim your free airdrop position. Really easy. Deposit the $100, claim the voucher, use the voucher, and all the profits that you make out of that belong to you. You know, and you can let trades run parallel to the ZOOMEX trade. Because most of the coins are on Bybit that are also on ZOOMEX and vice versa. So why not have on both exchanges a trade running with even more free money, you know, that exchanges are throwing around. So I still have here my mental trade. That's also a little bit less in a loss right now. It was here today at some point at $2,000 minus, you know, so but it's going up and down. Don't really care about that. Let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance. So the Bitcoin dominance keeps breaking lower here, which is for altcoins good, but really, really confusing when you wait for Bitcoin dropping lower, you know, so because Bitcoin is going up and down, you know, really crazy, and the dominance keeps dropping, which means altcoins are going absolutely nuts. At least some of them. I will show you one that did today a 200% move on Binance out of nowhere. I saw it at 50%, and then I looked away for a second. It was 100%, and 3 minutes later it was 200%, but not on leverage. It was only on spot, which was really sad. You know, I was trying to short it on leverage back to the downside, but unfortunately on that coin the perpetuals did not go up with spot. But here with the Bitcoin dominance right now, we are bouncing off the 58% level. If we break the 58% level, at that moment, I will go massively back into altcoins. So I will show you in a moment why I potentially go a little bit right now, just a little bit back into altcoins. But if we break that level and get a daily close below 58%, it might be the moment to get back into the market. So now on the total free market cap, you get another reason, and that is that we broke above $926 billion here once again, but we are still technically following here that pattern that I had pointed out, you know, where we go up here into this resistance, come back down, now bounce back to the upside with a lower high, and then move you all the way down to $835 billion. So because you should not forget, you know, so what would be more surprising than going a little bit up here again, you know, getting everybody foaming back into the market, and then just nuke it to the downside. You know, when everybody was foaming and saying, the correction is over, you know, so we are not going lower anymore. We are breaking now $1 trillion on the total free market cap. And then you see something like this. So nothing would catch a lot of people more off guard than something like this occurring on the chart. Something else that we need to watch out for is the USDT dominance, because the USDT dominance is almost at a historical low here on the chart. We are at 4% currently. When we are getting to 3.95%, I expect a bounce from the USDT dominance, which will then also lead to bleeding across all cryptocurrencies, not only Bitcoin, it will be everything, you know. So if we break lower, then also here, if we break below 3.95% on the USDT dominance with a daily close, it's time to get back as much as you can into the market, you know, so at that point. But right now, we are not there yet. Let's see if we can touch it today, or if we actually start to turn around and go back to the upside. So here is another reason why I'm really concerned right now to deploy a lot of capital. When you go here to the current funding rates, and it doesn't matter which coin you look at, you see that they are all pretty high. You know, so all the red ones, pretty high funding rates. Every 8 hours, are these funding rates taken from your trade. You know, if you hold, for example, a Popcat trade, you know, on leverage right now, you pay 0.067% every 8 hours. So, and on the day, this 0.2% of your margin. So let's say you have $1,000 in that trade. That means every day you pay $2 to hold that trade. You know, so now imagine you hold this a month. You know, so then it's $60. Now this is already now 6% of your position every month. On the year, you know, on the year it gets crazy. You know, so look here on Popcat, it would be 75% if you would hold this for a year. So this is high, guys. These funding rates are extremely high across the board for all coins right now. For all coins, you know. So, and usually when you see funding rates like this, at some point you get a leverage flush, you know. So the only problem is during a bull market, these funding rates can stay high for a really, really long time and for an extended period before you actually get that leverage flush. But exactly for that reason, you know, so we need, if we are going back into the market now, even with a little bit of our capital, we need to be really, really cautious that we not get our asses kicked when things start to turn around here. When we're looking at Ethereum, for example, Ethereum is still at resistance, you know, so here the stochastic has maybe another 24 hours before this is turning around. The RSI also getting slowly here into overbought conditions. So we are still in bullish territory, but by tomorrow, after tomorrow, we will be in overbought conditions. And here, in the best case scenario, what I see right now is a retest of here $3,700 and then potentially a rejection, because again, the price moved quite far away from the EMA ribbon, and at some point we need to test this again. The pullback would get us now to around $3,400, $3,200. That has not changed. Break $3,700 on the 4-hourly chart, and I would enter Ethereum to trade this into $4,000 and potentially all the way up to $4,400 into the next major resistance, but not before. So now here on the 4-hourly chart, you see candles are currently shaping up like a bull flag, and we've technically broke this bull flag already. Sorry, let me take this away with the current candle. So if this candle closes like that, you could start looking at an Ethereum trade, but again, be careful, set your stop loss under the bull flag, just in case that it just goes up to the resistance and turns around. So you want to make sure that you don't get liquidated, so better have a stop loss on this. So, but if it breaks this resistance on the way up, it will keep sending. I can tell you that already, So and the reason why it keeps sending is because here on the weekly chart, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart keeps pushing to the upside, So we were here already above 0.038, that number that I mentioned a couple of days ago, and we are still holding above 0.037, So as long as we are closing in 2 days above these levels, expect Ethereum to go much, much higher in the next coming weeks, So also in the daily chart, okay, on daily chart, we pull it a little bit back here, but don't expect that we break 0.035 here on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Even if we come back down there, let's say by today or tomorrow, before we close the weekly candle, it's going to bounce and will come back to 0.037 or even higher. Now, Solana has broken this downward sloping trend line on the 4-hourly chart, which was the current resistance. And here also an inverse head and shoulders pattern has formed. But the problem is stochastic gives us a sell signal, RSI going down, and only the MACD is bullish. So this is again something that could be just a trap. And I want to see another 4-hourly candle breaking $247 before I would enter this right now. So, but here the target would be $270 of this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hourly chart, and that would be a new all-time high for Solana. So again, if you want to trade this, wait until we get to $247, then I would enter this, not before. So if we drop lower, if we go to the downside, because Bitcoin pulls back, for example, then I'm still looking at 215, 210, 200 for levels to add more to my Solana backs. Then also Uniswap, look here, we are creating a doji candle on the daily chart, but indicators are pulling back. If we keep this trajectory, however, then we potentially turn around and get one more move here to the upside. The same on the RSI. So, but only if we keep that trajectory, only then it's going to happen. Then optimism. Optimism looks pretty similar, but here we are under a massive resistance here on the golden ratio. Here we need to break $2.49 and get also a 4-hourly close above that before I would jump into this. So if it pulls further back to the downside, let's say to $2.21, I would buy from there. In the short term. Then on AlphaX, guys, if you want to trade decentralized, you still get $100 just for signing up, plus $500 potential giveaway if you deposit at least $100. I have still here my limit orders on Phantom at 85 cents. Where are we currently? At $1.03. At $1.03 currently. Here we are just retesting former resistance. So if we close the next 4-hourly candle above, what is this? $1.05? Yeah, above $1.05, I potentially would open another Phantom position if we can get above that candle here. So now let me see how far we are in the stream. Okay, another 1.5 minutes, then we start looking for trades here. Sui currently in an order block where we have a lot of demand. You see that here with that green block here. We are starting to push out of this back to the upside. Here I want to see how the lower time frames are looking. So the 1 hourly is pretty high. 15 minutes also not really convincing for me to enter this right now. So this might, so if I want to trade this might take a little bit before we can actually enter this. But on the higher time frame, here I would just wait for break. And actually, yeah, so here, this is the line. If it breaks $3.47 and gets a 1 hourly close above that, I would potentially enter this. And most likely we're going back to $3.85, you know, so for a short-term trade. From here to there, that's almost 12%, you know, so because we need to look now at altcoins to get potentially back into them. Like I said, you know, so maybe everybody's wrong with that pullback in Bitcoin that we should get, and we go first to $100,000 and get the pullback from there, you know. So I don't want to rule this out, you know. So I'm the first one to admit that I was wrong then, you know. So it happens, you know. Everybody is wrong at some point, but for that reason, I'm looking right now to potentially go back into altcoins. The next one is Telegram, where I'm interested to enter because we have here stochastic giving us a buy signal. MACD also selling momentum is leaving, buyer stepping in, turning this around, and only the RSI is going a little bit sideways because we are here in this green order block that is acting as resistance currently. So, but once we are above that at $6.49, so we are not far away from that, and getting a 4-hourly candle close above that, I would buy from there. I would buy because then it most likely is going at least to $7 and potentially higher. So let me see here, Render. Also Render, I was really surprised that Render kept sending like this to the upside, because on the higher time frames, we are at the top everywhere, you know. So here, only on the daily, we have still room to go here potentially into the golden ratio before this is pulling back. So here on the hourly, you know, even on the hourly, you know, so once Render goes here above $8.90, you could enter from here and trade this $1 higher, you know, into $9.73 to the top of the golden ratio, which would be another 10% move, you know. So also a coin that I'm currently looking at to potentially enter. So, but again, you need to have tight stop losses, you know. So I would have like a 2% stop loss on all of these trades, you know. If I get wicked out, I'm gonna sit on my hands, and if it would happen on a lot of positions, I would sit on my hands and wait and see what the market is doing, you know. So if the market basically just wicked me out and keeps going higher, or if we finally get that pullback, you know, so that's what I would do. Then RV still at resistance here. Only if we get a close above $200, I would consider entering here for a continuation to the upside. But only then, you know, so otherwise I would not enter this because the indicators are also all start to point to the downside. Only the RSI is slightly turning around and the MACD is bullish, but the stochastic gave a sell signal and we are at resistance, you know, so not a level where you want to enter. So best case scenario, you get a flush into that green box here and we enter from there. So let's have a look here at RUNE. RUNE also pumping now back to the upside because we broke this downward sloping trend line. We're above the golden ratio. So that would be something that I would enter potentially now, but I'm not, no, not now. So here I would also, let's see. Yeah, on the 50 minutes chart, maybe an hour to get an entry there. So maybe you get lucky and you get $5.65 or something like that again, because here's a little bit of prior resistance that we could retest. Before we move here in direction of $6. So, but also RUNE, don't forget, guys, I mentioned many times that is a really strong coin that can move also really quickly, and I would not neglect RUNE here to potentially get a position into that. But then here the bottom of, the top of the golden ratio, $5.60, that would be my stop loss if I would enter this. Then THETA started breaking the rising wedge. I have seen this usually on Bitcoin a lot, where we break the rising wedge to the upside and get continuation. We did not get continuation here yet. The indicators are all overbought, you know, so this could be turn also just into a fake out by the end of the day and retraces the whole candle and starts to break down the rising wedge to the downside. So also something that I would be careful with, you know. So of course I had a phantom trade, a theta trade. I missed out here on like how much? 11% right now, 12% that I could have taken with me. But it's fine, you know. So because when it turns around and breaks the rising wedge, it will come back down even below my last entry price that I had, you know, even below that. And look at this, guys. You know, so this is the coin that I mentioned earlier that went absolutely bananas here on the daily chart out of nowhere, you know. So look at this, 214% on spot. This is absolutely insane, guys. And this is stuff that you only see in bull markets. I wanted to try to find the reason why this coin is pumping, and I could not find it, guys. You know, so there's nothing on Twitter, there's nothing news related, you know. So the only thing that I could find is that this project has a version 2 coming out at some point, and their last post about this was 3 days ago. So maybe they launched today the second version. I don't know, you know. So maybe that's why it pumped like that a couple hours ago. That crazy, you know. So but these kind of moves, you see, it's still up 73% today. These kind of moves is what you see in a full-fledged altcoin season, but not only on RUNE, here on RUNE, you see this also on a lot of other coins. So now let's look at Arbitrum. Arbitrum also bouncing off here that support level of 91 cents. Also here I'm currently interested to open potentially position, and that might be the best trade right now that I have at least found, because stochastic is at the bottom, RSI is here kind of in the middle, MACD about to print a buy signal, and price bounces off that crucial support level here and will most likely go in direction of $1. So that is a really good setup that I see here currently for Arbitrum that I'm actually thinking of to take a trade on in our ZOOMEX competition. The other one that I'm looking at is Link, but Link is still under that resistance here of $18.33, and I want Link to break this and at least have a 4-hourly close above that level here before I would enter this. But otherwise, when I go here to the 4-hourly chart, also here, looks similar to Arbitrum right now, looks like it wants to send to the upside. So, but because we are here at resistance, we need to wait. We need to wait. You know, you see there's a lot of sell order blocks above us that is giving us resistance. So we need to be a little bit patient here. So now let's see what coins you guys think we should potentially trade in that competition. So now write me some coins. Again, I want to see technical reasons why we should enter these coins. Don't send me nonsense when I look at it, just because you have already trades on these coins, you know. So this is now for the ZOOMEX competition. So send me some coins that that I should look at, that where I potentially can find an entry for us right now that we can trade this on the stream. You know, we want to trade this here on the stream, guys. Oh yeah, Bitcoin really is pumping. I see it on my other screen. Yeah, I never had actually looked at So I know that also likes to pump when Bitcoin is pumping. Let's have a look at because I never charted this one. Not looking too bad, but I have a problem with this downward sloping trend line here. So, but maybe for later, you know, maybe this is something for later. This is something for later. Here on the 1-hourly chart, would I like to enter this? Let's see. Oh, this is not looking too bad, guys. This is not looking too bad. This is really not looking too bad. So if this breaks here above $3, just a little bit higher, and I might be inclined to take a trade here. So, but how are 15 minutes will potentially pull back a little bit. 30 minutes also in 6 minutes. Let's see what is with the 5-minute charts. Where's the 5-minute charts? Yeah, also here. So this here maybe we need to wait, you know. So maybe need to wait when I look here at the indicators another, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes to see to where it's pulling back. But this is not looking too shabby. So let me see here. Some other ones. RSR, also something that I did not have a look at. RSR. I know I have RSR here somewhere. There's RSR. RSR. Where we at here? Let's see. Currently at resistance. Slightly, yeah, currently at resistance. I would not enter this currently. Also not on the lower time frames. It's not looking too good. It needs to break here. Basically exactly the level where it's sitting at right now. You know, so I need a 4-hourly close above that. Only then I would potentially enter that. And I see here a rising wedge, also on the 4-hourly chart. Look at this here. Rising wedge, also not good. So then, let's see here. Polkadot. Let's see, Polkadot. Where's dots? Ah, wait, I need to go to this list here. Yeah, THETA running, insane how this is running. So where's Polkadot? I know that I have dot. Ah, there's dot. I knew I have it. Yeah, this also keeps sending here to the upside. On the daily chart, not looking too bad, but also here at resistance. So these are old lines that I have here. Yeah, so I also would not enter this here right now. Go to 4-hourly chart. How is this looking then over here? Yeah, no. This is not good enough. Not good enough. If it breaks $8.93, if it goes 1% higher, closes 34-hourly candle, I would buy it, because then most likely what's going to happen is that dot goes all the way back up here to fill this wick at $10.45. So which is like a 15% move almost to the upside. So then I would get interested. So let me see here. Casper. I had a Casper chart here. So here's Casper. So Casper looks good in my opinion. Also on the daily chart, I think it looked good. Yes, on the daily chart, it's about to bottom out. Casper doesn't really care so much what Bitcoin is doing. So Casper is something, if you want to trade Casper for the long run, you know, so that is a good entry right now for Casper. On the lower time frames, you might get a small pullback, but I wouldn't. It will be nothing crazy, you know. It will be nothing crazy because overall the 4-hourly still has room to go higher. This might be really quick back like at 16 cents, something like this. 15 minutes, yeah, 15 minutes is already going down on the indicators. So this might just keep running here in the next coming hours. Yeah, man, crypto, things are changing. You know, the market is not static, you know, so things are shifting, moving around, you know, so you have to adapt to that. That's what we do as traders. How are you losing everything? Are you shorting? I said don't short, you know, don't short, guys. You know, if you short, sorry, man, you know, that's not my fault. You know, I always said don't short in this market. So let's see here. Next one. Let's look at Aptos. Here's my Aptos chart. So Aptos is close to break here higher. Yeah, so Aptos, when Aptos breaks this downward sloping trend line, then it might go all the way up here to that resistance of 13 cents 73, more or less. So that's also like a 5% move, 4% move. I would scalp that 4% move to the upside, you know. So on the 4-hourly chart, let's see, a 1-hourly. Yeah, not looking all too good for a trade. On the 50 minutes, it looks good for a scalp, but I would not look. Yeah, for a scalp it might be good. But not if you want to hold this overnight. So let's see here. Yeah, 98. Yeah, man, crypto, the best advice that I can give you, I don't know where you entered. Yeah, I don't know how much money you have on that trade, but the best advice that I can give you, take the loss and whatever you have left, you trade with that to the upside. Shorting in the bull market is just blatantly stupid. That's why I'm not doing it. I know some people do it. They go in and out in both directions, but this is also the easiest way to lose everything what you have. That's why you don't do this. You go with the trend. The trend in the long run is up, so why would you try? I have explained this like 2 days ago on a stream, so why you don't short in a bull market, because your downside is limited, but your upside is unlimited. So why would you go and short? It doesn't make sense. So now, let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin goes a little bit higher. Let's see here. Zay. Yeah, let's look at Zay and Near. So Zay and Near. So I also did not have a look in a long time at Zay. So where's my old... Where is now my old link chart? Where did this go? That was here. So Zay, let's see what Zay is doing, guys. If we find here something interesting. So don't forget, guys, in Zay, we are a long time in Zay already. So I have a trade here since 49 cents. So here in Zay, I'm up 35% on that trade currently. On the lower time frames, so on the higher time frames, this looks like it wants to pull back. I also don't like how this looks on the 4-hourly chart. And the reason for this is that also here, we have here a downward sloping trend. If we go to 1 hourly, you see it even a little bit clearer. So here, unless this line is broken, so I would not enter this, but the indicators are actually looking not that bad, so this might turn around. But we need to break this downward sloping trend line here at 67 cents. You see here's also a supply zone, resistance all the way up to 69 cents. I want first to see that this downward sloping line, trend line gets broken, and then my stop loss would be here at 65 cents approximately. Oh, now I clicked away the chat window. 1 second, guys, need to get this back and also get the right one. So this is the right one, I think. Yes, so that's the right one. So let's see, guys. Let's see. Let's go into algo. So and then I gonna choose. Yeah, algo is mooning already. So algo is something I would not chase that. So I also on the 1 hourly. So it looks like this is going higher. I would not even try to short this. So oh wow, this is crazy. Is this all-time high? No, but no. Okay, it's far away from all-time high. I just want to say, so when I saw algo the first time, it was way higher than this. So, but it is running here into a massive supply zone. You see that here, close to 50 cents. So it might stop soon. So, but here on the daily, okay, let's see what's going to happen. So, but I will not buy this here. So at least not based on the 1 hourly on the daily chart. I would definitely not buy this here in that candle. So if I would be looking for an entry, so what I would do is I would pull here from that low to the current high, my Fibonacci retracement tool, and the first level where I would try to get in is 35 cents. If it pulls back, it will pull back. So that's where I would enter into algo, but not looking good to enter something like this right now. So let's go actually back to, what was it, Arbitrum, and here, RUNE sending right now, because Bitcoin is going up. Where is Arbitrum? Where's my Arbitrum trade? THETA, yeah, Arbitrum also starts to send. So you know what I'm going to do, guys? I put a trade on both of them. So I go here to my ZOOMEX account. So here, there's my ZOOMEX account. So let's put a trade on both of them. Perpetual. So I'm gonna put a trade on Arbitrum. So, and we're not trading with a lot of money, guys. You know, so that's the other thing. We are not trading with a lot of money because we want to make sure that we are keeping a lot of our money. I think I need first to transfer my money into this account. Yes. So, transfer funds all there. So, and then again, fund transfer. So on spot where I have, yes, so there's the rest of the money. So there we go. So now we're opening here some trades. So like I said, I'm not going crazy here on leverage. But I market buy. Only gonna buy with $55 with 10% of my capital. So my take profit is $1. So, and then also we're gonna have a stop loss at 90 cents. Maybe 91. 14, 2 to 1. Yeah, 2 to 1 is good enough for me. Good enough. So there's my stop loss. So, and then the next one. So the next one. So now we have to make a decision. RUNE or TON. RUNE or TON looks good. Both of them are looking good. So that looks like it wants to send. Yeah, I think TON is going to send. Let's see, quick. RUNE again, 15 minutes. Yeah, I think TON is going to send. TON is going to send. So then here, the next one. TON, same thing again. Come on, I know we have TON here. TON. And I'm on stupid cross leverage. I did not want to have cross leverage. My mistake. So, but here again, 55. Okay, 54. 54, $7. Stop loss. Let's see, $6. 2%, it's like $6.38 or something like this, 34. This is too much. This is also not 2%. So I'm on 10x leverage, that's why. So need to change that to 5. So we want to be on 5. Then we try again here. Come on. 42 point. There we go. 42.2. So that's what we're gonna do. 7. Stop loss $6.38. So there we go. So this looks good. So 37.4. Yes, market buy. So there we go. There we go. So Bitcoin, longing Bitcoin. Again, guys, so look at the risk. Look at the risk at something like this right now with Bitcoin. I go back here to Bitcoin to show it to you. So would you run the risk right now for a potential 1.46% move against something like this? Over 10, maybe 11% move to the downside. So the risk is too high. I rather let it run into $100,000 and sit back and see what's going to happen than taking right now that kind of risk. Not worth the risk, guys. Just don't do it. Sorry, guys. ICP. Yeah, ICP is something that I also want to have a look at. I'm also interested in ICP, what's going on with ICP here. So that also something that I want to mention here again, guys. So you can have exposure right now in the market. Just have stop losses, tight stop losses, guys. Super, super tight stop losses. And if price is running away, so you actually are right, and prices are going higher, you can always trade them up, back into profit levels for you, So, but I think the way that altcoins behaving right now, I think it's good to be a little bit exposed, So, but don't go crazy, So I would not go crazy right now and go with all my money back into the market right now, So this is not the moment to do that. So let me have a look here on ICP. ICP, if it breaks $11.96 and closes a 4-hourly candle above that, and it's close to it, I'm gonna go in here, and then I'm going to buy, because indicators saying to me this is potentially sending. Only the 1-hourly chart is here on the stochastic looking good, but the 15 minutes looks also like it would pull back. The 30 minutes too. Yeah, so it looks like it would potentially pull back. Even if it goes higher a little bit first, it looks like it will pull back afterwards. The next one, let me see here. Near. Yeah, near is something that I wanted to have a look at. So what is this kind of chart? This was, okay. So now let's go to near. Near. So near, similar to many, many other coins. If it breaks here above $7.02, I'm buying. So that's it's just a percent, 1% higher. If it breaks that and closes a 1-hourly candle above that, I would buy this. Otherwise, I would stay away. But let's see, how's 50 minutes looking? Is it? Yeah, I would have not. Sorry, guys. Long day for me. I would have not entered this personally, unless if you wait 2-3 hours, it might actually start to pop. Just on 15 minutes, I would expect a little pullback. Maybe we run here into $7 and then get a small pullback of like 2-3%, and then it starts running again. So this is not looking really bad here to have a position currently on near. So also here with near, let's see. What do we do with near? Oh, Bitcoin is really sending it now. Crazy. Look at this. So if this 4-hourly candle closes like this, I think $100,000 might be today in the cards for Bitcoin. But again, I'm not chasing it. Let it run. Let it run. I wait. I wait 1.5% that it goes up, and then to see what's going to happen. So it's just too dangerous. But at least my Solana trade is back in profit. That's nice. And I can tell you here, one of the warning signs for Bitcoin, always, you can go back in history and check that, always, there are some coins that pull back before Bitcoin does. And one of them is Phantom. Look here. This downward sloping trend line was not broken yet. On the daily chart, still downwards momentum on a stochastic RSI. On the 12-hourly, we still go down. So unless we are breaking this downward sloping trend line for Phantom, so that's still another indicator that I use for Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is doing, So if it breaks, and it goes higher, after 100K for Bitcoin, Bitcoin will keep sending. If not, then, and we go lower here on Phantom, Bitcoin will also go lower. So let me actually go back to Bitcoin quick. Yeah, Bitcoin just keeps sending right now. That's insane. A short squeeze. Let's actually look at this. Let me see. Where do I have that? I can show you live a short squeeze. Let me have a look here. Is this the current chat? So yes, this is the current chat. So injective, yeah, let's also have a look at injective. I have actually a lot of injective on spot. Really happy about this. And we're above $30 again. And this is also one of the coins where I want to open soon on the next pullback. Wherever it's going to pull back to, I'm going to open some injective positions with a little bit of money that I let run for the whole bull run, because I think injective is a coin that can run to $150, $200 in this bull run. So this might be not done at all yet, you know, with running in this bull run with the underlying technology that is in injective. So here 98,600. So let's go here to the liquidation heat map, 24 hours. Let's see what's happening there. Yeah, we're liquidating everything to the upside. On a weekly chart, it looks similar. I have to go here to the monthly. Yeah, but you see here, there is a big cluster at $100,300. If we tap into that, I expect a rejection, a harsh rejection from Bitcoin. So let me actually show you something. For that, I actually go to the BLX chart. I'm going to go to the BLX chart for this. BLX. And let me go here. Monthly. Let me see what that kind of chart is. I don't know what I have here. Oh, okay. So this is not so good to use that one, but maybe I have another one I can show it on. Let's try this one here. Let's see, what do I have on here? Yeah, this one is fine. This is one that I can use. So now I need to think about this. Yeah. So now I know again what I was looking for. I had to think about, I was like, what did I want to do with this chart? So let's go back here. Let's go back all the way here. So this was, no, 2017, that's what I wanted. So, and then I want all the way down here, 7, 8. So look here, for example, what happened when we touched $10,000 for the first time for Bitcoin. Look at this wick here in this single day that we had. This wick went to $11,400, but came straight back down below $10,000. And then the next day we had another wick, and then only the next day we had continuation. So I expect something similar to be happening when we touch $100,000, you know, a candle like that, because it shakes out everyone. You know, it shakes out every single person that's in the market right now, because altcoins, they will just go haywire when this is going to happen, you know. So don't expect that altcoins will keep sending when Bitcoin creates such a candle like that, you know. So, and the same happened again when I go to 20K. So let's go here to $20,000. So here we pumped, okay, here we pumped straight through it. Where did we have this again? At 30K? Something like this. Yeah, so here at 30K, the next day, not the day where we broke 30K, but the next day we had again a big wick to the downside, below 30K, when we broke it. So it happens every single time when we have round numbers, guys. Every single time when we have round numbers, it doesn't matter if it's 10K, 20, 30, 50, 100. You know, when we get these round numbers, you always see rejection candles, because a lot of people sell at these round numbers because psychologically we're attached to them. You know, we like these round numbers. Nobody likes, for example, to have $82.37. You know, do you like to run around with the coins? You know, so I hate coins. I don't like coins at all. You know, so but if it's $85, so you only have notes in your hand, that's nice. You know, because it's a round number. So, and actually that's where it's coming from. You know, that we like round numbers. You know, we like to have the least path of resistance in things. You know, so, and the most convenient way to deal with things, and most convenient is just have notes, you know, so not coins. Coins are horrible. You know, imagine you would have $85 in quarters, only in quarters, and you have to pay something with that. It's horrible, you know. Imagine you need to count over 300 coins, you know, to pay for something. You just don't want that, you know. So, and this is just psychology why we are liking round numbers, you know. So, and it's on the chart, nothing different, you know. Your brain is tricking you and telling you you want round numbers, you know. So, and that's why people like to sell at these round numbers. Let me actually close this chart again. Where was this now? This one can go. This one can go. So, but Bitcoin keeps going up here right now. So, you know what we should do? We should go to a 1 minute chart just for fun. So, tests. Let's take this test chart. I guess there's nothing on it anymore. Yeah, so here's nothing. Nice. So let's go here to a minute chart and see. So here maybe we're going to see live on that minute chart how we are going to break $100,000. So let's see here. There. So and then let me see on my other chart. Actually, let's have a quick look at our positions. Our positions are already all in profit, you know. So if you took the same trades, we're already in profit, guys. Nice. Not crazy, you know, but it's fine. You know? So if we win these trades, we're already 6% up on our portfolio. So now let me actually see if I can get an order book. Bitcoin order book. CoinGlass. Let's see. Is this a proper order book where I can... Oh, this is not bad. So which order book is this? This no, I want a spot order book with the def in it. So and then I want it on USDT. So let's see here. So now I'll show you something. This is how I learned actually how to trade. When I started trading, I did not know how to read charts, but what I knew was how to read order book. So I knew how to read the order book. So, and what I learned was when you have here big clusters, let me actually make it into tens of Bitcoin that you see a little bit more price action here. So sometimes you see, let's say here right now at $98,480. You see here 100 Bitcoins. Let it be 100 Bitcoins right now that are sitting there. You know, 100 Bitcoins. When price starts to break that level and the bits catching up to that level, sometimes what you see is that somebody had here, up here, let's say $98,600, somebody had here 500 Bitcoins sitting in a sell order. These coins moved down to that current level where price tried to break above to prevent price from going above that level. So, and you see the same thing also to the downside happening, you know. So when price comes to the downside and you have, for example, 100 Bitcoins at $98,000 and price catches up to that level, sometimes you see some buyers removing their orders from the lower price that they had and put it up to the current price that potentially gets triggered and creates a long squeeze to the downside to prevent price falling below that level. So, and you see that really quickly happening here in the order book sometimes, where you see these positions getting eaten up, you know, especially when you are close to a significant level, you know, like $100,000 or something like that, or even $99,000, where you see these orders getting eaten up really, really quickly. Look, we had here over 200 Bitcoins at the top, 244, you see. Here, somebody is trying to create a ceiling, you know, that that the Bitcoin price is not breaking above $98,700. You know, so you see here now how we went from like 100 something to almost 100 Bitcoins more in that order book. You know, so that is stuff that I like to look at to see what's happening. You know, so then also to the downside to see how thick the bits are to keep the price at the current level, you know. So now you see here, there's more selling in the market. You see, we're almost at 300 Bitcoins to try to keep price below $99,000. And here, when I go to the buy side, you know, you see here, they are struggling, you know, so here the bit's getting smaller, you know, so, okay, now they're increasing a little bit. So, and that just shows you how much sell pressure is currently in Bitcoin, you know, from preventing the price to go higher. So then that is stuff that I also look at sometimes, you know, to see if we're actually breaking that level or not, you know. So there, a second ago, it was 300, over 300 Bitcoins, you know. So and now price is going lower again because there's too much sell pressure up here. Even though we go just down a little bit, it's still happening, you know. So now if I go back here to the 1 minute chart here, you see, that's why we saw here that small move to the downside. Too much sell pressure above us. We were at 98,000, what was it, $600. We pulled back because sell orders increased, pushed price to the downside. So again, this is how that was the first kind of way how I started trading, you know, and was making money off that. But when I started it, it was way easier to read than right now, you know, because you have too many market makers. They are distorting the order book, you know, so making it sometimes unreadable for people, really, really hard to read. Or you have spoof orders, you have wash trading, you know, so it's, that when I started, that did not exist, you know, so not to the extent that it does exist today, you know, so because until summer 2018, and that was the moment where perpetuals and derivatives were introduced. It was really easy to do that. And when we got leverage in the market, and then a lot of market makers came in there with their strategies and were making it really, really hard to keep reading the order book, you know. And that's when I stopped doing it and started to learn how to technical analyze the market, you know, so and not only the order book and reading the order flow. So let's see. Let's actually see what's going on with the altcoins. In the watch list. Let's see here what's happening on these coins. So actually, I'm happy about that WIF is going back up. So if you are still in the WIF trade that I had originally, this at least keeps going higher and back to my entry. I think I'm almost back at entry. At my WIF trade. I'm gonna check now. I was the app was lagging and it showed me only $140. I was like, what happened here? So yeah, I'm almost back. I'm like 4% underwater. If it goes 4% higher, then I'm back in profit. So do I have here the wrong chat open or what's going on? Let me see here. Oh no. So this is gone. This is gone, guys. So let me look here at something else. Oh, guys, I see here something else right now. We are almost 500 people in the chat, you know, but only 147 likes, guys. Smash up the like button, you know, that a little bit more people can actually see the stream. I might stick around for another 10-15 minutes. So at least let's try that more people see the stream while I'm still here, you know. Yes, come on, I see. Somebody smash the like button. Smash it, destroy it. Obliterate it, you know. So let's pump the like button like Bitcoin is trying to pump here to $100,000 today. Yes, that's what I like to see, guys. That's what I like to see. Amazing. So I'm gonna go back here into the chat, guys. So there's the chat. No, I would not short Bitcoin. I would definitely not short Bitcoin because what do? It actually turns around and goes now to $100,000. You know, so if you were to short it, I would have a stop loss at here, $98,600 currently. And if you get wigged out, stay out. Don't do this again. So don't do this again, guys. You know. So I would personally not short Bitcoin right now. So let's see here on the higher time frames. This is still not looking too bad. But we did not touch yet any liquidation levels here. Only on the liquidation heat map, we're eating into this cluster here. So let's see here. I want to see here something else. So here, oh wait, we're already higher. So another reason for that pullback. Come on, over here. So here we start eating now into that big cluster that gets us to $100,000. And here, up here, are also a lot of sell orders. You know, not only short liquidations are sitting here, also sell orders. And that's the reason why we are getting currently rejected to the downside. So, but let's see see here, we keep falling. So on the 1 minute chart, the next level where we find support, you know, so that's all the way down here, at $97,500. So technically Bitcoin can fall all the way down here before it starts bouncing, you know. So let's see here, over here. Yeah. So in a 1 minute chart, you don't see anything else. It can, you know, Bitcoin could break today $100,000. We are close to it right now. We're 2% away, you know. So, but again, I still expect a massive, massive rejection from that 100K level. Even if we break above $100,000, most likely what's going to happen is that even if we push through $100,000, we're going to pull back and go below $100,000 the same day. And there you see, guys, we got more people watching live here because you smashed up the like button. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Thank you so much for that. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. You know, so we are at 42,000 subscribers right now, which is amazing. I hope that we can get to 45,000 or even, no, sorry, 50,000 until my birthday. You know, so we have 5 months, 6 months, yeah, almost 5 months time to do that. I think we can reach over 50,000 until May. Guys, there's not really much more happening here in the market currently. Okay, I'm gonna stay around here for another 4 minutes. You know, so send me some other coins that you want to see, guys. What other coins you want to see? I'm gonna do quick 1 or 2 other coins here before I'm leaving, because I still want to eat something, and it's getting late here to order food. Okay, let's do Doge. Doge and XRP. Doge and XRP. So this is what we're looking at. Doge and XRP. Let's see, where's my chart here that I had? RUNE, THETA, REN. So Doge. So let's see. This is not my old Doge chart that I had, but it's fine. Yeah, Doge looks like ready to go higher, you know, so at least on a daily chart. Once it breaks here above 43 cents, it will go higher. So, and it's not far away from that, you know, so here 43 cents, 3%. If it goes higher, 3%, it's going to cent again. So in here, just to give you an idea where it's going to go, let's actually take, to the upside. Come on, go away. I need to pull this the other way around. So short-term target, when it goes over 43 cents, 56, do I have here, no, 2.23, and on the high side, 85 cents in the short term. You know, higher time frame targets, they are past $1, like $1.56 or something is one of the targets that I have for Doge. So, but here you want to have that break at 43 cents on that line, and my stop loss. So again, low leverage, you know, so I would set my stop loss at like 39 cents if it breaks 43. So that is a 10% move to the downside almost, guys, you know, so don't trade with like 20x leverage or something, you know, you get liquidated really quickly on this. And then the other one was XRP. Yeah, XRP keeps sending. And also here on the 12-hourly chart, it looks like it will keep sending. I would not currently enter this, you know, so because you would chase it. On the weekly chart, let's see where we are at. Okay, this is Bybit. I cannot be looking at Bybit. I need something old, like Binance or something. So here, yeah. So here, oh wow. Okay, XRP might actually pull a crazy move soon. If this goes over $1.82, it's almost price discovery, you know. So we were not above that level for 7 years. Is it? Yes, almost 7 years. Yeah, almost 7 years that we were at these levels. If this goes over $1.82, XRP will go bananas really quickly, really quickly. So you know, guys, I hate XRP, but even I might open a trade on XRP when this is going to happen. So, but I also believe because this is such a critical level, we're gonna see a pullback from there. It will not break easily. That XRP will not easily break that level, and most likely going to pull back a little bit. So, but on the daily chart, you know, so on the daily chart, technically everything is, in alignment for a break of that level, and then just keep sending to the upside, you know. So there's so much momentum right now in XRP that maybe it will just blast through this, you know. So if it blasts through this, I will enter, you know. I will take a little bit of amount of money, nothing crazy, but I'm gonna trade it to the upside. So, and again, my stop loss is then at $1.64. If it breaks $1.82, my stop loss is at $1.64. So I will not have insane leverage on this, because this is, again, a 9.5% move to the downside. So I might trade this with, like, I don't know, 3x leverage, you know, 3x leverage, maybe $10,000. You know, if it goes to $3, I will make really good money on this, you know. So, but so let's see here. If it goes to $3 from here, yeah. So if it goes to $3, I make like $25,000. So I'm more than happy with that. Guys, I'm going to run now. We are here already 80 minutes on that stream. I need to eat something. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much for 42,000 subscribers, because we broke that number yesterday. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you with more money on our trades tomorrow.